Our special guest speaker this year, you've already gotten to know her a little bit through this video. She is a street school class of 2021 graduate. She's an individual whose future is so bright, someone who has already inspired numerous street school students from her graduating class to she came back. She was a guest speaker at the school last year. I tell people this all the time. It was one of the few times that we've brought a guest speaker in where no students got up to go to the restroom or anything. They were so entranced in what she had to say and what she had to share. And like I said, she's a young lady whose journey was really chronicled in the video that you just saw. And we really can't thank her enough for, one, wanting to come and share with you guys, you know, in an event like this. But it was just, when we asked her, it was a pretty easy answer. And it was, well, yeah, why wouldn't I do that? So once again, without further ado, please welcome Mia Scott.
Looks like there's so much more people when you're standing up here. Hello, everyone. My name is Mia Scott, and first and foremost, I want to thank Mike Foster and Camille for this incredible opportunity. I want to thank Tracy for that beautiful video. You almost got me crying right before I got up here. Anytime Winston-Salem Street School asked me to do something, my immediate answer is yes, because the ability to give back the blessing that they gave me is an absolute yes every single time. My goal here today is to help you understand what kind of students are coming into Winston-Salem Street School, what street school offers, and what can happen once you graduate. So a little bit about me. I was born into a family of 7 in Anaheim, California. Growing up was not easy. I did not have, you know, the perfect home life. And we were struggling financially and had to move around a lot. Some of the struggles, I mean, you know, moving from place to place as a kid was really difficult because I was never able to like integrate into the community fully. I never really had friends growing up. I was very much a loner, very introverted. So this was like unimaginable to me. Like this scenario was like my worst nightmare. I played soccer a lot. That was my outlet for a lot of the anger, and I was a very emotional child, and still an emotional person today. Soccer was a big outlet for me, and I ended up getting injured, and I had to have spinal fusion surgery. Right after that, I was told by my parents that we were moving to North Carolina, and I said, "Can you point to that on a map?" That was horrifying. I had to move away from everything and everyone I've ever known into, you know, what I imagined to be belt buckles and roadkill, and I was so scared. I actually love it here way more than California. But at the time, you know, my little 14-year-old self was horrified, and, you know, I moved here and had, you know, and right off the bat, you know, that is, you know, a traumatic experience for, you know, I moved here 2 weeks before freshman year of high school, and did not know anyone, to a very, very different environment, had just had spinal surgery, and they told me I couldn't play soccer anymore. And that was my main outlet. So I was in a new environment with nobody, and did not have the outlet I used to have. And we had a really difficult family situation going on, and I turned to alcohol. And in TV and media, I, saw people having fun, and I saw, people being able to let go, and that's what I got. I was able to let go. It felt like my brain was finally quiet, and I was able to relax. For the first time in my life, I was able to relax. I'm diagnosed with bipolar disorder and generalized anxiety and PTSD and alcoholism. So we're really winning over here. But I was full of fear, full of anger, full of resentment, full of ugly, ugly emotions. And I was able to disengage and be okay. And I remember thinking, whenever something hard happens, this is what I need to be doing. And life got a lot harder, and alcohol became a lot easier for that choice to be made. And then it didn't matter if it was a bad day. It didn't matter if it was, if something bad happened. It was just natural, and that's how I lived my life, and that was my crutch. And that is how I went from day to day. That is how I survived while being a high school student. So as you can imagine, my parents weren't the happiest with me, and the lifestyle I was leading. I was failing all my classes. I was coming home high or drunk. Every day I was high during that time, and I came, home drunk many times, and they didn't know what to do, and I truly believe they were doing the best they could with what they had at the time. And their thought process was, she needs to hit rock bottom as fast as she can so she can come back up, and that's what happened. So I was kicked out, and I moved into a laundry closet. That's where I was living, sleeping on a beanbag. And I was suicidal every single day. I remember thinking to myself, how did I get here? How did this happen? And it was just from that one drink. That's where it started. Everybody, when you picture an alcoholic, when you picture an addict, most people would think of a homeless person. Most people would think of a, middle-aged man with a beer belly. I'm a 21-year-old girl, and I got sober when I was 18. The addiction affects anyone and everyone, and it affected me. And when I came into street school, I was a broken shell of a human being. I did not know who I was as a person. I did not know anything about life at all. I had been sexually assaulted, I had been abused, I had been homeless, I had been in numerous life and death scenarios, and that's where my addiction took me. And my fiance likes to say, when all cowboys reach the end of the road, they call their moms. So I called my mom, and I said, I need your help, and she let me move, my parents let me move back in. And my mom took me to my first recovery meeting. And I got sober a couple days later, but before that, she was like, you need to get your degree, because during that time I had dropped out, like what was shared in the video. I had dropped out of high school because alcohol was the most important thing in my life back then. And my mom said, you need to re-enroll, and I was like, well, I can't survive without being in person. I will fail, I promise you, if I am doing all of this over a laptop while trying to get sober. It's not going to happen. And she connected with someone on Facebook, one of the former graduates' moms, and that's how she found Winston-Salem Street School. And my initial impression was, isn't that where all the bad kids go? That's not me, right? It was. I fit. I mean, if that was the criteria, I met it for sure, but it's not. It's for anybody that, it's for people that have been dealt a bad hand of cards in life and want a second chance. That is what street school is for. And I did not have the best cards, and I did not have the easiest life. And street school made high school, which is known to be like one of the most difficult, you're already trying to find yourself, times of your life. Street school made high school so easy. One-on-one learning experiences. Mind you, again, I cannot reiterate this enough. I was newly sober. I came into street school August. I got sober October 31st, 2020. So like the first month and a half of being at street school, I was still in active addiction. And street school knew my situation, did not judge me for it, held me in open arms and was like, here's what we can do for you. As long as you do these things, you will be okay. And I did those things, and I am more than okay. They offer free after-school tutoring if you're struggling. When I went, there was like 5 other kids in my classroom, so it was so easy to learn the material that they were teaching me because it was so intimate. It was one-on-one learning, and that is what every kid deserves. That is what every kid needs. And they actually care about your learning style, and they adapt to that. And like I said, back then, I don't know what the situation is today, but back then, the teachers that I was, being taught by, some of them didn't even get paid to do what they were doing. This is just where their heart led them. And that's the people that they were, the people that they are. That's who Winston-Salem Street School is. And that is, phenomenal and ridiculous. And who does that in this world today? I am a pessimist through and through. That is hard to find. That is so rare to find. And that is what Winston-Salem Street School does, because that is what they believe in, and that is what they want to give to others. It was like $25 a month or something like that for admissions. That's ridiculous for the education they're offering. I got Carrabba's for school lunch. That's ridiculous. They offered you little take-home bags. We got Winston-Salem Street School merch. It was the coolest school ever. We had a little, vending machines and stuff, and a ping pong I don't know. It was crazy. And they care. And they care. And when I graduated, I was offered without, I had no idea that this was going to happen, but I was offered the Ray Owen Award, which, essentially gave me a free education for Scythe Tech, and I went, and I became an EMT working on an ambulance for Scythe County EMS, and that's what I had done for the past year. And I learned so much about myself, and I was able to do that because of Winston-Salem Street School. I have 3 years on Halloween of sobriety, and that all started when I enrolled here. I have a house. I was homeless, and I am a homeowner. I have a Toyota Tacoma. That's my dream car. And I'm engaged. That's crazy. That all started here. That started here with Winston-Salem Street School. That was because, and I'm not going to say that God did not have a hand in that. Absolutely. I believe God had a hand in all of this. I believe that God believes in Winston-Salem Street School, and that is what led me here. My mom finding it was a blessing and a miracle, and my life will forever be changed because of that. I think I'll stop there. I'm going to stop ranting and let y'all get back to it. Thank you.